Namaste, Angel. This is the reading for the week. We're starting with the dice, and yes, romantic dinner, outside, party, and blank. Blank for those who are watching me for the first time or for the first time recently. On that red dye, I didn't realize I had spilled Coke Zero on it. You know, Coke is like, Coca-Cola, like, it's like acid. They use it as a cleaner and stuff, so it wiped the word off the dice. I don't know what it says. Shower is what Spirit is saying. Still party. Happy birthday, by the way, to any Leos celebrating, or congratulations on anything else that's happening. It says shower. Could be a wedding shower, bridal shower, baby shower. Maybe it's connected to party. You know. Spirit says no. And your choice. So the other person's choice, not your choice or my choice, but another party or parties who are, will come into our energy this week. It's their choice. With the Twin Flame Oracle, beginning with receive, with which a lot of us have trouble. We are hesitant to let our guard down and be open to receiving anything. Community. Today the moon is in Aquarius, but yesterday we had a full moon in Aquarius, the Sturgeon moon, and it was all about community because the Aquarius rules the 11th house. So it's all about community and friends and humanitarianism and public image and all these things. So maybe that's why this is coming up. Friendship, fun, a light heart, enjoy downtime with friends and family. We have awakening. Which I also felt a lot of ascension with that moon. Realization, progress. Your twin is awakening to your connection. Also the same day, there was the, what's that name of that meteor shower? Well, not the same day. It wasn't the 11th, but it was the 12th at 12 a.m. So, like, kind of like the night of the 11th or the first thing in the morning on the 12th. The meteor, Perseid meteor shower? I forget the name. I think something like that. And, also on the 11th, in addition to the full moon in Aquarius, Venus entered Leo. Anyway, the next card here is potential. It is in reverse. I'm just going to shuffle quickly as possible. We got home here. Cozy, warm, secure. You feel at home with each other. Maybe once is enough since I shuffle before I start the camera. Just for the sake of time. And we got denial as an overall energy, repressed emotions, rejection, and being unable to see below the surface. The next card is fertility. It is in reverse. With the secret messages. This one just fell away. It says, I'm so glad we found each other because my life has been much better ever since. Give those one shuffle and cut. And overall energy is, you are the love of my life, and I will treat you like the precious treasure you are to me. And the next card, the message is not exposed. So with the deck I'm using for the collective, which is the Modern Day Witch Tarot. It is a Rider-Waite style tarot deck. We're beginning with the Lovers. And open to the Page of Cups. Lovers represents the sign of Gemini, the planet Mercury. And the Page of Cups is possibly an actual water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Or someone likened to those traits or attributes, maybe younger than you, possibly even a child. And now we got the Devil in reverse. We started with the Lovers, and now we kind of got their mirror opposite, which may mean something. Behind this Devil in reverse, which is, when it's in reverse, it's like you're breaking away from the Devil. Any fears or false senses of attachment to something toxic, that you had, like feeling like you couldn't get unstuck from them, you're realizing that you actually can, and you are breaking away, and that's going to allow you, free you up, F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free, right, to start, why that came out, But anyway, yeah, maybe that's going to be your situation, and it's allowing you to just jump out there and try something new. So traditional tarot, a lot of people feel that the Fool is associated with the energy of the sign of Aries. For me, it's very much Aquarian, because the Fool is somebody who just all on his own. There's nobody else with him. In this case, he has man's best friend, but I guess that's as close. I mean, that's as close as I've ever seen the Fool get to having somebody else with them. This person's also got like I guess communications. Looks like they're listening to like a Walkman or something. So, is that still a thing? A Walkman? An iPad, a phone. They got music on. They got music on. I see the cord going to their ears. I think Walkman is from like 1990. I don't even know if you guys know what I'm talking about. But in any case, they're by themselves. That's like an Aquarius thing. Like, we don't need other people with us to, start a new beginning, or we could be the only person that's into a certain thing, only person that believes in a certain idea or ideology, and that won't stop us, that we don't have a crowd. So that's why it gives me like Aquarian feels. In any case, it's Major Arcana card 0, the Fool, which is a very spiritual card, always about a new beginning of some sort. Could be a new beginning on a spiritual journey. Yeah, once you realize you're free from anything you felt you were tied to before. The Devil is often about a false sense of entrapment, not an actual sense of entrapment. And you may also feel or have felt that like your security or stability is in danger. With the 10 of Pentacles reverse, the 9 of Cups in reverse, the 6 of Wands in reverse, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, the 10 of Swords. The Queen of Swords. So many things, like you feel kind of disempowered at the same time, even though you've pulled away from this Devil. I already shuffled this one, right? So this deck I wanted to use to take a peek for those in separation. We got the Hierophant in reverse, opposite the King of Cups. Now we got a 10 of Pentacles upright. Again, I don't want to waste too much time shuffling, so I'll go ahead and cut. And then here is somebody that feels stuck yet again. With another 9 of Cups in reverse. We just saw the 9 of Cups in reverse here. But they got one here. Why are all these cards in reverse this week? So these people that are in separation are fearful, anxious, feeling stuck as well. And then these are... Look, another 9 of Cups in reverse. Just got revealed. This time for the singles. So interesting. We're starting with the Knight of Cups here. And opening to the Lovers upright. So far, so good. It's like they want to do something. The King of Cups. He's in reverse, but still. Of course, that Knight of Cups and King of Cups, possibly an actual Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in someone's life, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Now the Lovers is in reverse, followed by the 10 of Cups, the Tower. Wow, this is really interesting energy this week. I feel like we have like people have like a lot going on. Like, you may have a situation, maybe you're single because a situation in your life ended, a cycle completed, and it's fully ended now. But as a consequence, you're dealing with other stuff. That's what it looks like. There's so many energies with each of these decks. Let's see what most directly represents the collective here. We got the 7 of Cups. Some of us may find ourselves having a nice one-night stand this week. Some of us may be, may have a lot of dreams and goals. Maybe physically dreaming, having a lot of, actual dreams, and should probably journal when we wake up. Some of us may have a decision or a choice to make. We got to pick one thing, one or two things maybe, on which to focus, because this is just too much. And You know, when you got too many things you're spreading your attention very thin, then none of them are bound to come out, you know, so great. So you pick one or two things to focus on, and they can be, you know, excellent. Also, another way to look at it is to be careful from what cup you choose to like drink or, you know, partake, because like this one has a snake in it. This one has a tornado in it. I'm sure you want to stay away from those. This looks like somebody's trying to pull your hair out, but this looks good. Money, jewelry. This looks good. A wreath is usually symbolic of winning. This looks good. We love romance, so with the rose, and this too with the heart. So you got to choose wisely. Could be the message too. Anyway, surrounding energy, we have the Empress in reverse. Work and finance, we have the Sun upright. Very nice. Love and relationship, the Page of Wands upright. That too is nice. I don't know why I put them in here like this, because then you can't see the other cards. Physical health, Judgment. And spiritual health, Knight of Wands reverse. Again, our overall energy is the Devil reverse. So just to see if it's like the same energy. For those in separation, their focus card this week, it is very similar energy, because the Seven of Cups for me is all about the energy of Pisces. And that is true of the Hangman as well in traditional tarot. Pisces, like the dreamer, again, the bunch of goals or deepest wishes and desires, that's all Pisces, Neptune. That's what the Hangman represents as well. You're in some sort of holding pattern while you know, a pause, hanging in the balance while you figure out what you want, you know, on what you want to focus and where you want to direct your energy. So very similar to the Seven of Cups that the collective is starting with. In fact, yours is a little bit more intense though, because you do have the Hangman, which is also a very spiritual card. It can be about letting go of some sort of belief system or ideology that's maybe holding you back. Maybe that's what the Devil was in your life. Some sort of, you know, belief system that you need to get rid of. That was like limiting to you in your life. Anyway, surrounding energy for the collective is the Empress in reverse, and for you, the Five of Wands. So you may have conflict or competition with others, if not for work, with the Wands. If it's not something having to do with your career, then if it's anyhow related to the Empress in reverse, it may be like with a spouse, a wife, a mother, the mother of your children, your own mother, or other family member. Could even be like a former spouse or mate. Five of Wands, conflict, competition. Or again, like here, there's a lot of choices. So it could be that, you know, a lot of options. Everybody has, you know, is fighting for the same thing. Work and finance. We got the World in reverse for those in separation. So some sort of cycle completing with regard to the job. Maybe you finished training, you're on to the next step now. Because with the Sun, for the collective, things have still look very good in terms of work. And finances as well. Love and relationship. You got the Two of Swords. Like I said, maybe there's a decision that has to be made. You got a lot of choices, a lot of options. Maybe you're choosing between, like for example, again, the mother or father, the other parent of your child, and you know, somebody new. Maybe you're deciding, you know, you had been in a traditional relationship. Maybe that was the ideology that was holding you back. Oh, I have a baby with this person, I have to stay with them. And maybe now you're feeling like, maybe that's not so true. I can get out of this relationship and be with this new person, or be with some other, you know, person from my past, some other ex, or whatever it is. You know, no judgment, whatever you're into, or whatever your heart's desire is, whatever you feel your soul being pulled toward. Work and finance for those in separation is the Ace of Wands. Very good. I mean, aces primarily are about work and career. So if you're getting the Ace of Wands, it's a new start. Again, there's a promotion, or, you know, a transfer, or you know, a new job of your own, entrepreneurship. Maybe you're moonlighting. There's just new and wonderful things happening in the area. Maybe you're traveling for your job for the first time, because the Ace of Wands can also be, or Wands in general, can be about travel and movement too. often having to do with work. Love and relationship, the Chariot. There could finally be some movement where there was none before. All of a sudden you get going. There could be some sort of victory, success. There could be literally moving in together, deciding to cohabitate. Or, again, maybe you're traveling or moving for work, and this love interest or mate is going to come with you or follow you. The Chariot, specific to love, can also be about like a relationship moving maybe too fast for you, or you're moving too fast for the other person. And if that's the case, we want to be careful about pushing anybody too hard. Water signs, particularly water sign females and air sign females, often have this problem. Like when we love super hard, and so like if we're into you, we're into you, and that's it. And we may push you so hard or push the relationship so hard and so fast that we push it right on away. So that's what we want to be careful of. Also, maybe if when traveling, we could be traveling to visit a loved one, a romantic interest, or a mate, or somebody that's been away, might be coming home, as they say. So maybe somebody that's in the military, or had been in the hospital, God forbid, or jail even, school, away at school. Somebody's coming home too. So that's what the travel is about. Physical health. 10 of Cups in reverse, not bad. Okay. I don't know, I'm just being guided to tell you that in terms of love, the 10 of Cups in reverse can... Is this another 10 of Cups in reverse? Look at this. Can you believe I just saw this peeking out? The deck for the collective. The next card was the 10 of Cups in reverse. I just happened to see the rainbow piece just now. What was I saying? Oh, in love, like if you're worried about how a person feels about you, and maybe you are, because again some of us are making some sort of decision, then with the 10 of Cups, it means like they basically you have no reason to worry. They feel about you the same way you feel about them. Spiritual health. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So slightly different energies for those in separation, and of course some very similar ones as well. There's a lot more similar ones last week, I think. For the straight up singles, card most directly representing you this week is the 2 of Pentacles. And a bunch of you, maybe feeling like you're ready for a relationship, or ready for something new. And, maybe you feel like that sometimes, like when you're bored, or when you're lonely. But have you really made room in your life for a relationship? If you really do want a relationship or want somebody in your life, then you are going to need to seek balance and where they can fit. Maybe make some adjustments to your life. Recently, after having, a falling out with, my masculine, my love interest, whatever, however you want to put it, I it's so much back and forth, and it's been so long, and I definitely don't want to remain, holding on or tied to anywhere where I don't want to be, right? So I always want to be ready for the new beginning if that's what the universe has planned for me. So, of course I let the universe know, I made it clear how I continued to feel about him, and I said, but if that's not where I'm meant to be, I'm ready, is what I said, for whomever, this new person to come in, and I would only ask that you would, obviously cut the ties, like remove the masculine from, my heart, from my soul, cut the cord, if that's not where I belong. So no sooner than I said that, I'm ready. And I put As a matter of fact, I wrote it down also. And I remember putting like exclamation points and folding this thing up and like wearing it, like putting it in my bra and walk. I don't know what happened to it. I must have dropped it at some point. It must have fallen out of my bra. Oh, 'cause I don't remember what became of it. But anyway, I was literally walking around with this thing in my bra. For like, I would take a shower, of course, take off my clothes, put my bra, put a bra on, maybe a new one, whatever. Get one out the clean clothes, put a new one on, and put that thing still right back into my bra, until I don't remember what happened to it. And like, it worked. It worked because somebody did come in, and he came in, and he was a fire sign. He came in really hard, heavy, masculine, aggressive, an Aries, so ruled by Mars, planet of action, planet of aggression. And that's when I realized I was not ready. Like, I was just talking a bunch of shit. I still had that soul connection, to my ex. I wasn't free of that yet. And so that's the thing. There's like single, and then there's like single, and you have to be honest with yourself about what you are. And once you are, okay, you've determined I'm single. I really have nobody in my life, and I want to bring somebody in. Then you may have to make other adjustments. Okay, I'm gonna have to work a little less, or I'm gonna have to, on Wednesdays, maybe instead of watching TV all night, I'm going to have to watch a little bit of TV and then also have time for a date or something like that. Because with this two of Pentacles in reverse, it means juggling. That can also mean juggling more than one relationship. Again, this is also potentially somebody with a lot of options. And if that's the case, you may want to decide to narrow it down too. Surrounding energy, for the singles, you have a King of Cups in reverse. So this could be a couple of things. Like, one positive aspect of a King of Cups in reverse is that he can be somebody who is willing to do any and everything to get what he wants. Like, whatever his goal and desire is, he's gonna, risk it all. Some people might consider that reckless. Some people might consider that, sexy, turn on, whatever. Like, yes, do whatever you got to do to get what you want. But another aspect that maybe like a little bit more negative of the King of Cups in reverse is that he can be somebody who's like emotionally unstable and imbalanced. In fact, in terms of work, which this could be, because it could be something involving coworkers or a situation at your work, your office or whatever. This could be somebody who has like a full-on emotional outburst at the job, which could maybe cause some difficulties or challenges for other employees or something. So this is in your surrounding energy. Or, somebody around you could be very imbalanced right now. Emotionally, maybe even chemically. There could be some sort of chemical imbalance, which could lead to, just this person being unwell, basically, that's around you. You are somehow impacted by it. And maybe that's why, for the collective, the Empress is in reverse. Because this person this could be one of her energies, or this person could have caused her some sort of upsetness or distress as well. Work and finance, for the singles, we have the Queen of Wands also in reverse. So this is the fire energy here in the placement of work and finance with the Sun. So we're saying in that area of fire, the Queen of Wands is most directly a Leo, which the Sun can represent for me sometimes, because in the tarot, the Sun represents the card the Sun represents the sign of Sagittarius most directly, but Earth's star, the Sun, rules the sign of Leo, and of course the Sun is currently in Leo right now. Queen of Wands in work could represent obstacles that are popping up, challenges that are popping up in your job, maybe with relation to, upward mobility, because again, this can be about the wands in general, can be about movement, travel, so transfer, promotion, all those things. Maybe, obstacles with regard to literal travel that you need to do for work. There's something getting in the way. Can be an actual person Maybe a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe an actual woman, perhaps an older woman, light-haired woman who is, causing some sort of obstacles. Maybe if you're looking for a job, this person is the hiring person and she's just doing something that's irritating and frustrating. Just try not to lose your cool or to take any of it personally, whether you're, working with this woman and she's causing obstacles, or, you're interviewing under her or with her, and she's irritating you. Just try to work through it and go with the flow as best as possible. In terms of finances, we could be like overdoing, not necessarily wasting, but maybe there's places to save where we're not. That doesn't mean you got like nickel and dime everything or everybody, but just there's places where we're doing like wasteful spending that we want to be conscious of too. Love and relationship, the King of Wands. So also, I have to, just count that not only back to back, but in the same spread, so to speak, we've had both the King and Queen. So there is like a divine counterpart sort of situation. Even though these cards are for the singles, there's somebody out there, is what I have to believe, and they're close. That is like this, that's going to be coming in, that is a soulmate, that may be an actual fire sign. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, or perhaps they will be brought on by some energy that starts this week, which is the planet Mars, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio, the esoteric ruler of the sign of Scorpio, entering Gemini this week. It's the celestial transit that I'm going to discuss at the end of the cards. At the end of this reading today. So that may be what does it too, because it's a pretty long transit. Like it starts this week, and it goes all the way into March of 2023. So that could be what's bringing on the movement for you in your love and relationship, for you single people. And again, this person that's bringing in, maybe it will start for you this week, or maybe not. Maybe your person will come in closer to, the March date, depending upon if you actually, again, have room and are ready, so, for the universe to send the person in or not. I dropped the card. So yeah, it was in reverse. So yeah, depending upon whether or not you're ready for the universe to come, the universe has deemed that you are ready for the person to come in or not. Could be how long it takes. But this person that comes in ultimately, I think, will be some sort of divine counterpart, soulmate, twin flame, whatever. So that was love and relationship. Physical health, you got the Page of Cups. So that's nice too. Just, if nothing else, it's about like feeling good. Right, you feel well, you tend to actually be well. When we're happy and filled with joy, we tend to be healthier, because, feeling upset, holding on to negative emotions, causes harm to our bodies. Like, things like stress, all kinds of hormones that are harmful start to be overproduced. So there's, of course, risk of heart attack and anxiety attacks and high blood pressure and all kinds of things. So, of course, being happy and, having a smile on our face and receiving pleasant offers that make us feel good is, like half the battle in terms of health. Something may be happening that involves, again, a Page of Cups, a younger water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe a child of yours somehow in connection to your health. Maybe this is somebody giving birth. Remember, we had shower with the die. So that could be your physical health, is that you're pregnant and you're giving birth this week. And maybe specifically to a male child, a son. And then another reading is, like when people say they dreamed about a fish. I'm looking at the fish too. There's a fish in the cup, so definitely, there could be a child, a baby. This Empress in reverse could be, again, a mother too. Maybe this is another reason why the King of Wands is upright and the Queen of Wands is in reverse. The Queen of Wands is actually one of the most fertile cards in the deck, maybe only trumped by the Empress. So that could definitely be the case. Somebody having a healthy child. But the actual or traditional meaning of the Page of Cups and the placement of health is that your body is trying to tell you something, and you should listen to it. So like I don't know, like if your back hurts, are you carrying too much? You know, it could be simple messages like that, but we're supposed to pay attention and, you know, take action accordingly. Spiritual health. 5 of Swords. Upright. Sheesh. This can be about a sudden break from some sort of spiritual beliefs or practices, which I guess, I said sheesh, but that could be good, because like, again, I was saying before, maybe you feel like you have to be with your child's other parent, like you're forced to, or you know, once you get married, you're stuck, or, you know, whatever. All these belief systems that man, you know, has created. Last week, incorporated into my reading, was Matthew 19:6, which is all about, you know, again, what two souls God has joined together, let no man tear asunder. And then once that has happened, they become actually one soul, is what the passage says. So, it wasn't last week, that was yesterday. Yesterday is the day that equaled 19:6, August 11th. 8 plus 11 is 19, and then 2022 equals 6. So it matched up with the verse number. In any case, we convince ourselves that a lot of these man-made rules are things that we must live by. And so that could be it. You could have decided, you know, in your spiritual life, that's, you know, that's not true, and that you can break away from that, you know, these sort of restrictive belief systems, or from religiosity or religion altogether, and maybe just be spiritual, or maybe believe in nothing, maybe, you know, go atheist and, you know, oh my Darwin instead of oh my God. I don't know, whatever you're into, no judgment from me. But that's one of the things that the 5 of Swords can be about. And the other thing, interesting enough, you know, so just saying no judgment from me, I'm not involved, is that sometimes the 5 of Swords can be about, like, when we do discover some sort of, you know, new practice or ideology or belief system or whatever, that we feel we have to convert everybody else, other people, and you don't, is what the card says. So there may be, you know, maybe your friends and family aren't going to be into this new stuff that you're being awakened to, and that's okay. All right, that's what we have for the singles. So, what's this? Oh, so moving on now to the actual cards for the collective. The beginning with the Devil in reverse. Again, the Devil in reverse can mean that things, you know, aren't as bad as they seem. It can mean that you're finally breaking away from something that was toxic for you, or inhibiting to you, or prohibiting to you. It can mean that you need to look deeper into a situation. You're looking like in a superficial way, and you need to go beyond, because again, maybe things aren't exactly as they seem. You want to stay clear on the fact that, you know, life can turn and change on a dime, like, you know, just in a blink, in an instant, as they say. Sometimes those changes are really positive, you know, even though we got a card that looks like this. So don't let this scare you, especially in this case, when, again, the Fool is behind it, and then the 10 of Pentacles, albeit in reverse, is behind it, and the 9 of Cups, you know, the 6 of Wands. So these are very positive cards. It's like if you can get away from whatever this is, this represents obstacles, I would imagine, you can have all those positive things that lie behind it or beyond it. Basically, it says that anything, again, that we feel has been holding us back is an illusion. You know, there's nothing really from which we can't free or you know, free ourselves. I even had, there was a famous guy that was in jail. I don't know why jail keeps coming up, but maybe somebody's there. I just looked over at the Eight of Swords. It looks kind of like jail too, like prison bars. Was it Tukey? The Crip? It may have been. Whoever it was, you know, it was somebody like, you know, Big Meech. I don't know. Larry Hoover. I don't know. It was somebody big. And they were talking about how even being in jail for all that time, like, it's still up to you whether or not you're free. Because yes, they're confined in there, but you know, they free their minds, they read, they become educated, they, you know, change themselves. So even that becomes like just their living condition, and they still consider themselves free once they reach a certain, like a spiritual awareness. It's very interesting, and I'm not explaining it properly, so never mind. Moving on to the Seven of Cups upright, the card that most directly represents us, basically means that, again, we're all over the place. We got so many different choices, options, dreams, goals, maybe that we're trying to achieve at once, and we really need to narrow it down to one or two things. There could be a decision that we need to make that's pretty important, and if so, we need to like do our research, look in each of these cups, and see what's best is best befitting of us, and again, make a choice. It's going to also be about one night stands for me, and maybe somebody had a one night stand previously, became pregnant, and again this week they have the baby, or this week is the baby shower, or something like that. Maybe again that's why the Empress is in reverse, perhaps. And there could even be like a situation with the pregnancy, or with, you know, like the hospital, but again the baby, it would appear is thankfully, knock on wood, born healthy, but maybe, you know, there is some sort of risk that comes up or something with the pregnancy, because the Empress is in reverse. Yeah, that's basically the Seven of Cups. So it's a good time to like write things down if you're having dreams, or even if you're awake. Like, what are the pros and cons of each thing, maybe that you're seriously considering, so that you can narrow it down and choose, on what you're actually going to focus. So Empress Reverse, just like the Empress upright, can still be about feminine power, very strong, again, feminine energy, fertile, mysterious, sexy, sexual. Even in reverse, you have the ability to exude this, but the fact that it's in reverse could mean that you're putting too much focus, emphasis maybe, on your masculine side, or masculine energies, or maybe, you just feel like you have to, be this masculine role, like you can't afford right now, because of whatever it is you're going through. This could be somebody in your surrounding energy. It doesn't have to actually be you. In fact, it's more likely to be somebody else, and you are, just the one that's impacted in some way. But the sense is the person feel like they can't really lean into their feminine energy right now. Like they have to be masculine. And sometimes, for example, when you are a mother, you might, especially if you're a single mother, or if the man or masculine is away, if he's in jail, if he's in the military, if he's whatever, he's not there. He's traveling for work, whatever the case is. He's not there, and you got to do everything, which happens as part of life. Then those may be times, for example, where you may feel like, I don't have time to just sit and be feminine right now. I got to do this other stuff. And maybe as a result of that, you're not feeling very attractive either, because the Empress in reverse can be somebody who, like everyone else, again, she exudes like this femininity and womanhood, and, I am woman, hear me roar, and, sexiness, and it's just dripping off of her, out of her. Everybody else can see, but in reverse, she may not. At least that's the way I pick it up. I'm the same thing with the High Priestess in reverse for me. Can be somebody, sometimes it has like dysmorphia, and it might be literal body dysmorphia, like you look in the mirror, or you look in the mirror and you don't think your face is pretty, or you don't think your body's nice, or whatever the case is, and it is. You think you're too fat, you think you're too skinny, your butt's too big, your butt's too small, your chest is too big, chest too small, whatever. You don't like your nose, you don't like your eyes. Whereas everybody else thinks that everything is perfect. So it could be very literally not realizing how attractive. And then the Empress is somebody whose energy is attractive too. So you ever seen like those people who are not necessarily you know, like the prettiest or most handsome or whatever, but they still get all the guys, get all the girls. And it's because just their, you know, they got to get the gab, or their energy is attractive. Geminis often have it. Well, they say the Geminis are often good looking too, but you know, tend to be very good looking. But even I think when we're not, or not the, you know, not the best looking, we still tend to exude this like pheromones, right? That we're just like the life of the party, and we attract other people. So with this Empress in reverse, she's not feeling that way. And the Empress in reverse could actually be a Gemini, because it represents the planet Venus. Venus, which again enters Leo this week, so there could be something happening there. Just entered Leo yesterday, as a matter of fact. Same day as the Aquarius full moon. Could be something there, maybe having to do with Leo. But Venus is the ruler of the signs of Taurus, Libra, so that could be other signs that are maybe impacted by this, and is the ancient or esoteric ruler of the sign of Gemini as well. So that may be reasons as to why the Empress in reverse. But again, this is surrounding energy, so it could be tied to close friends, family members, co-workers, a situation, you know, at your job or something that affects you, not necessarily directly. You know, could be more so indirectly. Work and finance. Your work should be, you know, pretty stable right now. If you're working on projects with other people, especially at the job, even if you did most of the work for the project, you know, like in school, sometimes the teacher would assign you to people, but I don't want to work with them. They never do shit. Like, I'm gonna have to do the whole thing myself, and that could be the case still, you know, at work now. But it's like, even where that is the case, you don't want to reveal it here. You want to share credit for the work or good work with other people at your job in this particular case. Could also be like if you're looking for a job, and is this one of these damn fruit flies again? God damn it, stay out of my house. I told you I had a whole mob of them at one point. I thought somebody sent them here, but every now and then I still see like one, two, like, you know. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Oh, yeah. Even if you did all the work, you're going to want to share credit with other people at your job. If you are looking for work, or again, that transfer, that promotion, you know, it's right around the corner. You're doing a great job. You know, nobody's job is 100% secure. You know, not even when we work for ourselves and own our own business is that 100% secure. But to the extent that we can feel stable and safe in our jobs, the sun suggests that you can right now. If you, or in terms of finances specifically, that may or may not have to do with your work. You know, money's likely to be much better than usual, so maybe more money coming in, maybe getting some overtime, or something like that. Maybe your work is seasonal, and so because it's sunny, you're able to do more. Maybe it has something to do with outside. Didn't one of the dice say outside? Maybe you work like on the streets or construction or something, and so the fact that it's sunny is helpful to you. Maybe you, I don't know. I'm gonna say like a lifeguard or something. So your finances should be better than usual. Also, there could be money that just sort of pops up, but still you're going to want to try to hold on to some for unexpected expenses as well, because those could pop up too. And if you've been waiting on like a decision that somebody else has to make with regard to money for you, which could be tied also to being hired and looking for a job or looking for a promotion, but it could be separate from that also, like a claim, a disability claim, VA benefits, I don't know, this disability, workman's comp, commissary, jail, I don't know. You're waiting for something, bail, yeah, a decision that's financial that you got to hear from somebody else. It means like you won't have to wait much longer. Like the decision is very likely to be in your favor as well. Moving on to love and relationship in the Page of Wands. So pages bring news, information, messages, and this is likely to be messages of love and affection, passion. So somebody telling you that they've been crushing on you or whatever, likely to be coming your way. You could be hearing somebody, even if you haven't heard from them in a while. They could, suddenly be contacting you. Maybe they recently got some clarity. I know this is the position of work in finance, but with the sun sitting right next to the Page of Wands, they could have recently, again, come into some clarity or made a decision about you and deciding that they want to reach out to you specifically, or they want to better get to know you, or to re-get to know you, or something like that. Reignite a spark. We got fire. This is fire energy, right? So they maybe want to do that, reunite or something like that. If you're single, it could be like a brand new suitor, love interest with whom you have a lot in common that all of a sudden could be coming your way. This person might be adventurous. You see, this is like an outdoorsy kind of person. She's got, her staff, her sneakers on, she looks like she's ready to maybe walk on some of these mountains or whatever, or go for a jog. So you could be meeting somebody, who, they're up for an adventure. And you likely are the same, at least right about now. You're ready for an adventure too. They could sort of just like all of a sudden bust onto the scene unexpectedly. If you are in a committed relationship but not quite happy, I know it might be weird, but this is one of the meanings of the Page of Wands, believe it or not. That you might already be in a committed relationship, but it's just not going how you would have hoped. And again, maybe that's involving the devil and the need to get out of a situation. Like sometimes we don't belong together just because we decided to have sex and get pregnant or whatever. Doesn't mean we're meant to be together forever. That's just one possible scenario, but you get the idea. You could be deciding, now's the time to begin deciding, actually. So that maybe why the Seven of Cups is here too, like sort of crossing this Page of Wands. Like, do you want to end this relationship, or can it be saved? And how long are you willing to try? If you do think it can be saved, like how long are you willing to try, to see if it really can be saved or not? And you got to remember too that both parties have to be willing to put in that work. If you do decide to save it, you can't do it on your own. Both people have to be willing to do it. So if your partner isn't, then it's probably time. No, it's not probably. It is time to move on. And that may be also why this is like crossing judgment, even though this is the placement of physical health. Judgment can be about a crossroad, particularly with regard to relationships, not just romantic, but relationships in general. Like, where do we go from here, if anywhere? Sometimes we're saying, okay, we can go a little further, or we can go this way. And then sometimes we decide we're not going anywhere else, not together, So that could be what judgment's about. Then in a general sense, as I've mentioned many times before, the Page of Wands can also sometimes be about finishing something. Like you started something in your past and you never quite finished it, and you're revisiting it now. So that could be applied to love too. Like you started a relationship, you started talking to somebody, you started dating them, or you had a full-on relationship, and then whatever happened, you got separated by, conscious decision or life. Sometimes life just pulls us apart. And so now you're thinking about restarting it. And it always does remind me of that song "Let's Get Married" by Jagged Edge, because there is a line in there, or a couple of lines in that song that talk about the fact that they started the relationship a long time ago. When you think about us finishing something we started so long ago, never knew we'd make it this far. Like, who would have thought we'd be here now since we started this, way back when? I was watching a video yesterday about this married couple, white wife, black husband. They probably were in their 60s or 70s. They looked older. And anyway, somebody had asked like a racial question. It didn't really make sense. And the husband was like, we've known each other since we were 8. Like, And so, and here they are married. Obviously, they didn't start dating at 8, but, so long ago, they started something, and, like, look where they are now. Never knew we'd make it this far. So that can be what the Page of Wands is as well. And then Judgment represents the planet Pluto, ruler of the sign of Scorpio. So this could be water energy again showing up, whereas with the singles a moment ago, it was the page of cups or water. And so similarly, how I was saying how your attitude can affect your health, this card sort of means that too. It's like if you've been holding on to stuff from the past, maybe wrongs that you believe were done to you, something that wasn't fair, especially if you're somebody who's dealing with like chronic health issues, medical issues, you can't afford to hold on to those things. You know, it's like whether it's reality or the perception that, you know, things should have gone your way and they didn't, whatever it was, like what's done is done, it's the past, and it's not helping you to hold on to it. So letting go of your need to be right, or, you know, or just letting go, period, of things that are done, and water under the bridge can go a long way in terms of, you know, helping you to feel better. You know, anger just makes us sicker. Anger, again, runs up people's blood pressure, causes heart attacks, causes all kind of stuff. So this is about, you know, stop judging other people and yourself so harshly, because it's likely affecting your health. But in general, judgment can be about second chances. So maybe somebody's getting a second chance at life with something, you know, involving their health. Or they're at some sort of crossroad and they got to make a decision. Listen, you got to let go of this, maybe some sort of habit, drinking, smoking, whatever. If you want to, maybe that's the second chance at life. If you want to, you know, live another 20 years or whatever, you got to stop this, the doctor may say to somebody. And that can be what that judgment is about too. And then similar to what we've been talking about already in connection to this devil, the Knight of Wands in reverse can mean that all of a sudden, right, because the wands can be about sudden movement, all of a sudden something comes, some energy shifts you, and makes you feel like giving up on, you know, a long-held practice or belief system or ideology. You know, for years I've been going to church, all of a sudden I don't want to go no more. For years I believed that, you know, once married you got to stay married. Now I want a divorce. For years I believed that, you know, if a man got a woman pregnant, he had to marry her. You know, he had to be with her, commit to a relationship with her. I don't agree with that anymore. For years I believe whatever it is, you're deciding no. Or maybe for years you believed, you know, in Christianity, Judaism, Islam, you know, Buddhism, whatever the, you know, some sort of thing is, and now you're more spiritual. Or I would hear people talk about soulmates and twin flames. I would say, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I don't believe that stuff. But now I do. That's what the Knight of Wands is. So there's been a shift, as you know, we said there would be, right? I said there would be. With the 11th, there has indeed been one, and it's causing you to make new decisions in your life. And that's what we have with all the cards. Let's look at maybe for the collective and a twin flame oracle card as well. We have control, stagnation, delusion, release. Okay, so we got to release the need to control situations. And you know, I guess release also the need to you know, be restricted to a particular type of situation or circumstance also would be the need to control situations. Like, no, I got to stay this way, I got to be this way. This is allowing yourself to be more free and to break out of like false belief systems and delusion. I'm going to look for the next upright card too. So it's this one, and this is going to be for those in separation. We got blessings on their way to you, protection, attention, love, and your guides are always with you as well. So they're there to help you. There's like a chariot there. Didn't the chariot come up for you guys too? We talked about not pushing too hard in the relationship. And then now for the singles, your twin flame oracle is home. So this could be you preparing a place and preparing a space, maybe a very literal and figurative space in your home, in your life, for someone else to fit in. Cozy, warm, secure. You feel at home with each other. And then from, what are these called? Secret messages, right? Secret messages from the heart. So for the collective we have, I can't imagine my life without you. You rock my world. Those in separation, I have a plan for us, but it will take some time. Can you be patient a little longer? And even those who are single, you may not have met this person yet, but they say, I love you dearly and deeply. And I hope that someday I will have the courage to say this to you directly. This could be somebody who's watching you, who's been watching you for a long time. Maybe, again, like, let's finish with something we started a long time ago. Maybe you met as kids, and you have no idea that they've been crushing on you, but they have been. And they're trying to build up the fire energy, the courage, the strength. Maybe, again, Venus and Leo will help them to do that, to say this to you directly. That's what I have for you in terms of the cards. And if you want to stick around, I'm going to go over what it means for Mars to be entering Gemini this week. And for that, I've gone to www.tarot.com. Mars in Gemini, curious, quick, and diverse. Again, the transit is from August 20th, 2022 to March 25th, 2023. We're all masterminds while Mars moves through Gemini. Mars is the instigator, the planet that rules action and motivation. When he transits through Gemini, the sign of the mind, it's our brains that are ignited with passion and drive. We don't just have the power to come up with brilliant ideas and to think in fresh ways now. We also have the ability to take action on them and to turn them into reality. Mars's usual aggression is tempered a bit in Gemini, helping us to put a greater focus on what's important and allowing us to communicate courageously. Didn't I just say to have the courage to say this one day? So it may indeed be this transit that helps this person to approach you, singles. Communicate courageously and fight for our beliefs in the most effective, logical way. You can say goodbye to boredom while active Mars moves through curious Gemini. With Mars and Gemini, we're so excited to explore new ideas and to start new hobbies that we have no interest in sitting around idly. There's so much out there to discover, and Mars's transit through Gemini is just the time to do it. However, because there are so many things that pique our interest during this transit, it's hard to stay focused on one thing for too long. That's the problem we're having. The challenge is to stay on track, or to realize that many tracks can take us to our goal. Diversity is the name of Gemini's game, and Mars in Gemini is about tasting rather than making a total commitment. We have a greater amount of flexibility when it comes to how we go after what we want. I talked about the King of Cups, in reverse, how he just goes after what he wants. If plan A doesn't work out, it's no problem. We can quickly come up with a plan B, C, or even D. Gemini is a childlike, fun-loving sign. But what's happening here? Some of the words are covered by this little ad they have here. I don't know what it says there. There could be consequences for leaving projects unfinished. Remember I said that the Page of Wands can be about starting something, not completing it, and then going back to it. We're like butterflies flitting about a garden of interests. This satisfies our need for discovery, but it could also make us feel generally scattered and unfocused. Again, Seven of Cups. Because Mars is the planet of action and drive, it's no surprise that it's also the planet of passion and sex. While Mars is in Gemini, the greatest erogenous zone becomes the brain, and we simply must have mental stimulation with our partners before anything else. Yes, I've talked before about people. I don't know if people believe me when I said about Geminis, but while looks may be important to us sometimes, that's not our priority. It's definitely Again, this aura that a person exudes, you know, can they captivate us and keep our attention and hold our attention and, you know, pique our interest? That's what matters to us. Yes, we simply must have this mental stimulation. A meeting of the minds is the biggest turn on of all when Mars treks through this sign. And it goes on to talk about what it means if, you know, to be born with Mars in Gemini. If you'd like to read more about that from here, again, I got it from www.tarot.com. And that's what I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed it and you find it helpful in your life. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it. Allegedly, supposedly, engagement helps, but we'll see. I mean, y'all know how YouTube is, and y'all know I've been fighting this for years. It is what it is, though. But I thank you and appreciate you nonetheless. Namaste.